started with trying to teach design
Mm-hmm.
and help my students excel as designers. So I was looking for a format which would help them achieve better design success. And it led me to realize that in order to do that, you have to be joyful.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think from your right brain, be joyful. In fact, I would sometimes even in my classes, if someone is not smiling, I say, hey, why don't you take a coffee break and come back when you're smiling?
That's smart.
You can't be creative if you're not joyful. For any creative activity, you need to be thinking from your right brain.
Mm-hmm.
And right brain doesn't work or doesn't get activated unless you're joyful. So that's the simple reality behind it. So in my search to find joy and help my students, I started researching what makes people joyful. And it all trying to come up with an idea of how to make them successful. But in order to be successful, you have to be joyful and think through your right brain. So that all led me to come up with ideas which I used in my book for joy and health and happiness.
Yeah.
And what was missing after I wrote that book was somehow a way of scoring yourself so you can see what your score is and how to improve. And I got that idea from how sports is done. In all the pros, coaches always keep tab on their scores. You know, this is how they improve by fractions at a time.
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay, so we have to have some way of scoring and people be able to see their score and figure out how to improve it.
Something a little more tangible,
Right.
so then they can see the results
Right.
and be like, all right, taking proactive efforts to try to improve the
Perfect.
joy score. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. That makes
So
sense.
joy and health and happiness added score to it and became JoyScore.
Right.
So this is how JoyScore started.
Yeah.
And from the book, I said, okay, I can now started helping hundreds of students, and writing the book, I could help thousands of students. But developing an app, I could help millions.
Yeah.
So that's what led me to develop an app for JoyScore.
Yeah, so JoyScore is becoming an app. We are doing a website very soon, and we've got even some games, mobile games that are supposed to be designed with it.
Where we started looking at what areas of their lives need to be sort of put in balance for them to enjoy life and be joyful and be better students and better designers.
Mhm.
So this is how I started exploring what areas, and 9 chapters or elements came out.
Yeah.
And they're all organized in 3 areas, which is mind, body, and soul. And this is how the whole project is organized to help them focus on the areas they want to improve.
So, was there any particular inspiration for the book, or was it more just, this is research, this is what works,
Well,
and from your
so
personal life, maybe?
Once I learned how to help my students, I said, well, I can only help a few hundred students every semester, but if I write a book, then I can help thousands.
Yeah.
And after I published the book, I realized that if I can create this self-promoting, guiding scale of joy, which is JoyScore, I can help millions. So this is how this program grew from being a professor to writer to developing an app.
Technology is the way of the
Yes.
future, so I mean it's a smart move in order to reach like a bigger audience.
Yeah, I mean, when I started the project, we had to outline a goal, and the goal was in 5 years to be able to reach or help 100 million users.
So it's a decent chunk of users.